Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, everybody? Here we go. Friday Face-Off. We're taking a topic, sometimes controversial, sometimes not so much. Sometimes Vex and I agree, sometimes we do not. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most controversial topics. And we've talked about this before, but I don't know why. But in the past, 2 weeks, I've had so many people reach out to me on this. And so wanted to bring it up again. And that is full ice Mite hockey. Full ice Mite hockey. And so Jeffrey, Jehu, Tapman, No Tooth himself, I see you shaking your head. What's going on in that big, beautiful brain of yours?
I just want to shake people like that chubby kid in Billy Madison. Stay as long as you can. No. There's no need to play full ice all the time. You want to mix it in every now and then, fine. But number one, let's just start with a 10,000-foot view. Costs. Ice costs a lot of money. If your player is playing full ice practices and games at Mite, they're barely touching the puck. So your dollar per minute or dollars versus how much they're touching the puck in the game and or practice is a terrible ratio. Terrible. If the ice is cut in half, it's way, way, way better. They're not chasing pucks all over the ice. If they're cutting the ice in a third, awesome. Even better. They're going to touch the puck more. They're going to be involved in the plays more. They're not going to get lost staring up at the lights as they skate all over this massive lake that is an ice rink to a little tiny child. Okay. There's so many reasons it doesn't make sense, but I know one that everybody is always concerned with is how much is this going to cost me? Think about it from a cost per puck touch type of viewpoint. And you're going to be like, yeah, well, that definitely doesn't make sense. And then obviously developmentally, if you're not touching the puck very much, and if you're not involved in the play and you're way far away from the coach and he can't hear you down there, you got little tiny baby ears and you're on this massive ice rink. There's just so many reasons that it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Cost is a big one, 100%.
And everybody's thinking about cost all the time, almost everybody. So I thought I would start with that one.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start with cost, which is great argument. Let's now talk about just development of hockey players as well. Yeah. First of all, we're the only sport where NHL players and youth players, or professional players and youth players, play on the same size surface. The only one. And US and Canada are the only countries that do that too, because the European countries all shorten their ice. So just for number one, we are the outlier. And then, USA Hockey, you can go onto the website or watch that YouTube, right? The amount of puck touches, the amount of puck battles, the amount of times you had to protect the puck, all that kind of stuff is so much more on when you do the smaller side games than you do when it's full ice. And I would just say too, I've seen recently, because I have a nephew, my sister's kid is a Mite, or was a Mite. He's a squirt now. I went to watch some of their games, and it makes no sense. It even furthered this makes absolutely no sense. And if anything, it's making dumber hockey players than anything else. Now, is there some merit to skating, being able to skate the full length of the ice? You can potentially make an argument. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I agree, but what I see in a full ice hockey game is one player take the puck the whole ice. And then there's a little battle for the puck, and then one player gets it and they skate it down the whole ice. And then there's a little bit of a battle or whatever, and then somebody gets it. And so I think I was watching one game, and I think I counted 2 passes per period or something that.
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous, or maybe 3 passes per period. Now, was that an outlier of a couple games? Maybe, I don't know. But like we said, what are the most important? You got to develop an ability to understand how to play the game. And that doesn't have to be a full ice offsides. much more want to develop the read and react type of atmosphere, which you get so much more in smaller area type games. And so from a developmental perspective, like it really does not make any sense to play full ice. I would even say at squirts, I think it would be easiest to probably do 2/3 of the ice. But that's just economically and ice rink wise, it's probably impossible to do. But like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And obviously everybody's thinking of, that commercial or video in USA Hockey. I think it's their most viewed video. We had somebody on recently who said that where it's, where it's, the adults on in comparison, parallel their size to versus the size of the sheet of the ice. And they do that for adults and they're on like a football field playing hockey with these massive nets. And it just looks stupid. I mean, that's just like a simple cross multiplication, math divide, ampersand, you're the college guy, right? like guys, come on. Like they're tiny. And what Toph said, we've all seen it. There's one kid on each team who gets the puck and skates the whole ice. So what is every other kid getting out of that? And he's better than everybody else and faster than everybody else for whatever reason. So he's not even able to pass the puck because nobody can keep up with him. So it's literally a one-on-one game with 9 players out there, 8 other players out there who are doing nothing. It is stupid. It is stupid. And the nets are too big. So the goalies never make a save. What does that do? And we've been talking on the show for a while about how we got a goalie crisis, how we don't have enough goalies to be playing. And every year that number keeps going down and it gets worse. So like, are we going to, throw these goalies into these little tiny little cute goalies into these massive nets where they can't make a save? And, now the last thing they want to do is put the gear on. And now we lost another kid playing hockey and or goalie. There's just so many reasons that just don't make sense. Like, why do we keep banging our head against a brick wall? I don't get it.
Yeah, and the one thing that I get a lot from different people is like, well, it doesn't look like real hockey. No, it's not supposed to.
Also, it does look like real hockey. It's just on a smaller sheet, you idiots. Sorry, but like what?
Representatively, you're probably right. Yeah,
like what? They're wearing the same equipment, using the same puck on the same sheet. It's just a little bit smaller because they're smaller. Like, what are we talking about? It doesn't look like hockey. Get out of here. Get out of here. Man.
I know. It's so interesting because I've had different conversations with people, inside the game from a whole host of different ability levels and like spots in hockey. Like I'm talking to an NHL player the other day who has a kid that's playing in it. And they're like, what are we doing? Why are we playing full ice games at 7? He's like, this makes no sense. And it's like harder to coach too, because the other thing is that how many Mite teams practice on a full sheet? 0.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
with the amount of players we have and the lack of rinks that we have, most teams, if not all, are practice. So why are we like all of the sudden now like practicing like this in a small side, and then we're gonna play a game on a big thing? Like, what does that do?
And just like all the economics too. I got to get back to the economics of the thing too, because
economics
obviously
it up, Jeffrey.
Cost per family to play goes down. Huge win. Cost for the rink to be able to have 4 teams out there per game instead of 2. And I'm not for a lot of rinks hemorrhage money. We just did a podcast that we just recorded an hour ago talking about a very successful hockey company who wanted to build a rink. And he's like, we cannot make the numbers work. It's so hard to be able to make it work and be a sustainable thing for our area. And so many people tell me that I want to build a rink here in St. Louis, for my own company. I literally want to really badly. And I'm trying to figure out what those economics look like. And it's extremely, extremely hard. So for rinks now, they're able to get more teams to play. So which means they can make a little bit more money, but also like now we're getting more teams to play throughout the day. Like if the first 4 hours of ice are little kids games, well, that means we get way more teams to play on Saturday morning, which means there's more ice the rest of the day for the older teams. So now the older teams can get more ice and more games and more practices. Like again, the economics of it just
allows
way more
from
sense.
A developmental perspective. It allows for more touches on the ice too
for everyone.
Yeah,
the older players after them, it allows more touches. The younger players, they get to actually touch the puck more. and the ice. Like, I don't understand anyone who's saying that this should make sense. Like, we got to bring somebody on who's like all about full ice at Mites and why everyone should play full ice at Mites and debate them, because I would love to do that.
All right, let's find somebody.
All right, somebody hit me up. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We're up for a little debate here. I would love,
and I
to
won't
hear
be this
the other side of the
intense
story.
towards you either. Well, probably, but yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
All right, guys, time's up. Share the show. Let's
Share
go.
it.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.